Right, hello, welcome. Football episode in big demand. We put out a poll and we got an amazing 4 responses. It was great, wasn't it?
Thanks to them 4 people.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. So yeah, we're gonna kick it off with a football episode. So we're back. You're looking mighty. You're sharp. Was it view cam or webcam? Sharp view cam. Lovely.
I think it's 93, 94.
93, 94.
They had to change at half time because they couldn't see.
Oh, it is. Yeah. What was it? They were losing 3-0, wasn't it?
The Southampton Adele, and they changed into the blue.
The blue.
We're talking about United, of course.
Yeah, in case you'll see a photo of it, a lovely grey jersey. I have my third choice. Third choice. And man, my man did it the other day, Fred.
Frederico.
What a boy. Fred Rodrigo. Fred the Red. Yeah, exactly. Like, why is he not number 52? He should be.
He should be number 52, yeah.
So that's Fred the Red's number, like.
Exactly. Fred the Red doesn't want to give it up, though.
I think I'm right. Am I 52?
52, yeah.
Yeah.
Is he 52 years of age?
Probably.
Nobody knows who does Fred the Red.
I think it's Ollie.
You think it's Ollie?
Ollie every time.
Split personalities, like.
Yeah. Two places at once. What do you think, having looked at Europa League and stuff, where the United phase themselves now? I don't know.
I think United are in a great position, but again, we've been in this position before where we think we've a certain cup won. I think the biggest problem we could have in the Europa League is Arsenal.
Ajax as well.
Ajax, yeah. I just think Ajax defence isn't what it was. I think we've a lot of pace in our attack that would, push through that defence. Like Daily Blind, he's past it at this stage.
He had a bit of a revival there, though.
Oh, he had a revival. He had a great run when they got to the Champions League semi-finals. But I think we're okay. The 2 players we need to look out for when we play them is Neres and Tadic. But
Tadic is a baller.
Tadic is great. I can't believe that he went away to went from Southampton and went to the like of Ajax. But that was his dream. So fair dues to him.
Fair play to him. He's doing well. Roma aren't bad either.
Roma are not bad, but the same goes really.
Here.
The same thing goes really for Roma. Roma are in defence. You've Chris Smalling there, of course. If the man is fit, the man's been
Michael
injured.
Smalling.
Mike Smalling. Louis Van Gaal.
If he's fit, though, yeah.
Yeah, if he's fit, definitely. But I just think I've said this again. I really do not want to kind of repeat history within the last year. We should have bet Sevilla last summer. Yeah. We won't talk about that. We were in the
Sevilla Europa League kings at this rate.
There was 4 or 5 of us standing together in a man cave outside of Cowes. All of us United fans, barring one. We had a Chelsea fan with us who happens to be my brother as well, who ripped into us when we lost. We were 1-0 up in that game and ended up losing 2-1.
1-0. Yeah. Luke De Jong. I'll never forgive him.
There is a bit of that in it as well. I think we should get past Granada tomorrow night, and I think it's an even better chance to win it than last year, to be honest. I think the team is just slightly stronger. Again, even though there's not any new real faces. Van de Beek hasn't got a run really this year.
Yeah, see, De Gea and Henderson, that's another point you need to take into consideration. I don't know, I wasn't sold on De Gea last year, especially in semi-finals. He didn't really show up. And you have Henderson this year now, and Henderson's, I think, my first choice at the minute.
At the moment, and I said the same thing there. I said it to, I think it could have been you or could have been someone else a couple of weeks ago. And the same goes really for the like of Henderson, Van de Beek, players like that. They need a run of games. When you give them a run of games, you'll finally get to see the player they actually are. Henderson played every game for Sheffield United last year, and Henderson, O'Connell, and Egan, they were the reason they did so well last year, along with, of course, Sanderberg and that in the midfield for Sheffield United. But they were the main reason, and especially when you look at Sheffield United this season and their slide and their fall from grace, you really see that Henderson and O'Connell has been injured all season. You can really see how much they gave to that team. But I think Henderson should be. I think Henderson is our number one at the moment anyway. Yeah,
I think not that De Gea has been overly bad or anything. I think just unfortunately, I think De Gea's time at the club is kind of slowly winding down and coming to an end. He's been there how long now? 10 years.
He's been there since 10 years.
10 years. He's the last Fergie.
Fergie player. But like you have to look at it as well. Like the man won, I think, Player of the Year 3 seasons in a row.
Yeah, 4 out of 5 years or something.
4 out of 5 years, and like a great servant to the club and all that. And I don't think he should be just petered away. Like I think he still has his shot at the club. And
100%. But I think it's with Henderson coming through as well. Like it's.
But you have to look at it in another sense as well. Even though we complain about our defence is an awful lot better now than it was when De Gea was winning these Player of the Year awards.
Yeah.
And like you have to give the man credit. Like the man got us to second position without a doubt. The year Mourinho got us to second position in the league, like which he said was his greatest ever achievement, and I definitely don't disagree with that because the squad of players
that was insane. Like
but like I definitely think De Gea still has time at the club. I do think though if Henderson starts every game from now to the end of the season, though, I think that'll will tell you all you need to know. Like
yeah, exactly. I think it's getting to the point where Ollie has a lot of tough decisions to make, but they're headaches you wouldn't mind having as a manager. It means like you're choosing between two very, very good high standard players in the same position. Like Henderson, in my opinion, should be starting for England at the Euros. That's just me. I don't rate Pickford.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. Yeah.
Like if you're looking at that Henderson, and then De Gea's not getting his game for Spain at the minute.
No, not anymore. Like, but then you have to look at the England question as well. Like you've a lot of top keepers there. Like Nick Pope at Burnley would definitely be my number one. Nick Pope has played all season long, and he's solid. He's solid. He does all the things, all the the old style things right. Yeah. Can he catch a ball from a corner? Yes, he can. Yeah. Is he good on the ball? Yes, he is. Can he? Is he a shot stopper? Yes,
I think it's between him and Henderson, really. Like
definitely, because like when you look at like where England fall down when it comes to winning the major tournaments, even though we love to see it, but at the same time, like for the league that we follow our teams in, it would be great to see the like of England win, a Euros or a Worlds. And
I don't know. It's just you'd never hear the end of it.
You'd never hear the end of it, but I don't think anyway they'll win anything anytime soon. Even though it's the best squad of players they've had for a while. But do you think of the squad of players they had when Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes, Rooney, all these boys?
That was a golden era. Like, but I think there's a lot of promise there for like the English team. Like as annoying as it is, like I really want them to fail, but.
Oh, so do I.
Like their squad, the talent they have and the youth, it's frightening. Like you look at lads like Bukayo Saka at Arsenal, Phil Foden, Mason Greenwood, Marcus Rashford, who's only 23.
23, yeah.
Like
insane.
Madness. Like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Man United's first choice right back, and he's contemplating changing nationalities because he doesn't think he's going to get in. That's the abundance of right backs they have. Like they've Kyle Walker, Kieran Trippier.
I think he did though. I think
Alexander Arnold.
He declared for the Ivory Coast. I think
2
years ago. Or
Democratic Republic of Congo.
Yeah, he did.
Dr. Congo.
Dr. Congo.
Dr. Congo. Dr. Congo.
He is not a doctor in Bedford Place there in Navan. Just for all you Navan boys listening in, and to anybody.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka, PhD.
Yeah, PhD.
Dr. Congo.
Trinity.
At your service. At your service.
But no, like even looking out from that, like there's a lot of young players like they're coming through for England, but I just think they miss something. I think their defence, like you do have some. Like if I was picking the defence for the summer Euros, it'd be without a doubt John Stones has to be in there. John Stones has probably been, along with Ruben Diaz, the two best central defenders in the Premier League this season.
Arguably Europe as well.
In Europe, yeah. Like, and they will be like as well when even talking about City players there, like they'll be the difference in whether City win the Champions League.
Oh yeah, 100%.
If John Stones and Ruben Diaz can play
every game,
full potential, I think they're favourites for it anyway.
Yeah, I don't want them to. I really don't want them to win it.
I never thought I'd say I want PSG to win the Champions League.
Yeah, I know.
PSG.
So
but if I had to pick a team, like I had to pick between the two, it's kind of like, who do you want to win the league, Liverpool or City? It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
But
I'd love to see Dortmund go through though.
I'd like to see Dortmund go through, but I think like Sancho's injured. He's not in the game like tonight. This has been recorded, by the way, on the night that Dortmund and City play and Liverpool and Madrid play. What happened to Liverpool last week?
Oh,
what happened?
I don't know. It was great though, wasn't it? It hasn't been very often that two United fans can laugh at Liverpool like in the last couple of years.
Great team, Liverpool. But
yeah, like over the last couple of seasons, absolutely phenomenal. But what the hell is going on?
What a fall from grace.
Yeah, it's just been a fucking free for all, like, do you know.
And they're having trouble now, I believe, with contracts and stuff like that with their big players and players not signing contracts. Like Barcelona, there, I was actually looking at La Liga there. I was watching the Barcelona Madrid game there Saturday night, and I think it's the weakest Madrid and Barcelona lineups I have seen in a long time. And now this is still a Real Madrid lineup with Modric, Kroos and Benzema in it, and a Barcelona team with still, like, you know, Messi in
and Piqué,
De Jong, Frankie De Jong in it.
Yeah.
Like they're still
Ter Stegen, like
yeah,
still quality players. It's just I don't know what's going on in Spain. Like I've fallen out of love with Spanish football recently because like I have the lineup here for the Real Madrid game. Like Courtois, yeah, grand. I don't know any of that back four. Like Ferland Mendy, Nacho Fernandez, Eder Militao, and Alvaro Odriozola.
Yeah,
like
I've never heard.
You know, I've heard of Nacho Fernandez and Ferland Mendy, but I've only heard of them because they play Real Madrid. They haven't stood out for me, like, you know. And then you're looking like Toni Kroos, Casemiro, Luka Modric. Yeah, that's fine.
That's
Marco Asensio, Karim Benzema. Yeah, but like Vinicius Junior, I'm
not sold on him.
No, I don't understand the hype. Like
I watched them
Spanish
against,
football's gone.
Who did they play? They played in the Champions League group stages. So that Shakhtar Donetsk.
Yeah.
And they were completely and utterly trampled off the ball. They were fucking awful. And Vinicius was brought on, and that's why when you mentioned his name, he was brought on with 20 minutes to go. Donetsk were 3-0 up at half time, and they brought Vinicius on to, you know, right, he scored a few goals at the beginning of the year, right, he'd go and get us one, you know, to get us out of jail. Did nothing for 20 minutes. And I mean, the Donetsk defence, the average age of their defence was 31, and this fella is a 20-year-old, I think.
Yeah, who's I've been told has a lot of pace.
Yeah.
And
I think he had one shot in them 20 minutes.
Jesus.
Like, and that'll tell you, like, but this is what I'm saying, like, Madrid, Barcelona fallen from grace. Barcelona really just without a kick in the Champions League. And Madrid, I am shocked, to be honest, that Madrid have gotten so far in the Champions League.
It seems like they're bluffing their way in, like,
really are, like. And do you know what?
It's like they're at the door of a nightclub with a fake ID, and they're like, oh yeah, go on, let me in. Like, you will, yeah. Exactly, it is me, I swear, yeah.
But they're not gonna win La Liga. They're not going to win La Liga.
Their goal difference is awful as well.
Yeah, they've been brutal. A couple of accumulators have come crashing down because Espanyol has bet them in the Copa del Rey and stuff like this, you know. But like, you just look at them and they're nowhere near the pace in La Liga. Yeah. Well, I think they're more so near the pace now, but they're not going to win it.
I'd like to see Atletico do it though.
Atletico would be great for Atletico to
do it. You know, it's a sad state for Spanish football when Atletico are winning the league.
It really is like
probably the most defensively minded football team there is in Spain.
In Europe now.
Yeah.
Go as far as they're
like the Donegal of a couple of years ago. Do you remember
Jim McGuinness?
Yeah, Jim McGuinness era. Donegal,
Jimmy's winning matches.
Yeah. Jimmy's winning the ball in his own 45 is what he's fucking doing. That's all they ever did. Yeah, like that reminds me of like an Atletico Madrid, and like I know Suarez is banging them in up front, but like that just shows how
Suarez is what age? He's 34.
Yeah, but that just goes to show how stupid Barcelona have been.
And Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm scared now for the summer, because I think Real Madrid and Barcelona will come in to that summer transfer market and they'll want to really play ball.
They are circling around Premier League clubs like vultures.
Like you look at Wijnaldum there, for instance.
Wijnaldum's gone.
I don't see Wijnaldum as a Barca player.
No, I never did. I never did.
A Barca player.
Man played for Newcastle.
Like that's incredible to think he played with Newcastle. Same way like Jordan Henderson, like Sunderland player.
Yeah.
Like, you know. But like I just like Wijnaldum, but I think Wijnaldum is coming in with the preference that he'd be second. He could be a second choice if they can land a big marquee signing.
Yeah.
But this is why I'd be treading carefully, because they haven't made like the big signings even Real Madrid have made there, like Hazard,
flop,
like an absolute flop. And I said it at the time as well. I think Chelsea won the Europa League, and Sarri was on his way out, and Hazard was on his way out. Sarri, nobody gave a shit about Sarri. It was awful to watch. But with Hazard, like I remember saying it to my brother at the time, I'll remind everyone he's a Chelsea fan. I said he's making a massive mistake, but he will go.
Yeah.
Which I thought at the time it was a massive mistake, and it has turned out to be a massive mistake.
Yeah.
I think he's a Chelsea player, maybe a Bayern Munich player, a PSG player, but he ain't a Madrid or Barcelona player. That's why I think like the Bundesliga, for instance, I enjoy watching the Bundesliga.
Yeah,
I enjoy
it's good.
Serie A.
It's good. It's more competitive than.
It is, yeah. Like Serie A there this year has been brilliant. Yeah. Like Juventus there, like the giants of European football. You think like
AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus.
Like it's AC and Inter's Serie A. Inter Milan, I think, are top of the minute. Like Inter Milan have definitely a better squad of players than Juventus have at the minute.
Oh yeah.
Like you look at the like of that. Like Juventus could still end up winning the league again. I think it could be the 6th or 7th.
Did United like inadvertently become a feeder club for Inter Milan or something?
It's like Southampton with Liverpool.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. But I never thought I'd see the day United become the club to sell everyone. Like usually we're the ones like fleecing everyone for players, like getting absolute bargains and like daylight robbery sometimes.
That's the thing with it, though. But like you look at the European giants. You think your Real Madrid, your Barcelona, your Juventus, and
even some of the English clubs,
and your Bayern Munich and your Liverpool. Like they've completely fallen off the pace. PSG are struggling to win Liga 1.
Yeah,
like,
that's.
I think it's Lille.
But Lille are flying.
Yeah, like, but then again, you look at it again. Lille there, whoever's doing well at Lille will be gone.
Yeah,
regardless if they win the league or not.
It was like Leicester when Leicester won the league. I'm not saying like Lille winning the league is like as
a brilliant achievement.
It's a great achievement, but I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they've done it before. Like they've had they remind me of like Arsenal. Like they have a couple of years.
They did have a patch in the 90s,
like these Lille players aren't going to stay there. It's like Leicester when they won, like as I was saying there, like Drinkwater, Mahrez, Kante, Vardy. People come in for Vardy. Like clubs get ripped apart if they overachieve in a way, and Lille are going to be the same. Like, but
because the finances aren't that of like with Leicester, like you could nearly say Everton's budget is bigger than Leicester's. But Leicester,
I'd imagine so, yeah.
But Leicester have just been fantastic in the way they went with their transfers now. Like Tielemans there.
Their player management has been exceptional.
Tielemans, I couldn't believe when Tielemans went to Leicester. Like Tielemans was tipped to come to us.
Yeah.
He was tipped to go to Chelsea, City, Liverpool, all these big clubs, and he lands himself at Leicester.
And you know what? It's been the perfect move for him.
Yeah.
He's settled into the Premier League now. He's by no means old. I think he's 27.
I think he's 28. He's around that age.
27, 28, but he still has another, say, 5 years.
But I think he came from Monaco.
Yeah, or
like you look at Monaco even.
Yeah.
Like Monaco won.
Or was it Lyon?
No, I think
Monaco. No, it was Monaco, was it?
It was a red and white club, and I think Monaco, white, mostly white and a bit of red trim.
Southampton, no?
Southampton, maybe, yeah. But like, you look at the like of Tielemans, Monaco. There, we talk about Liga 1, like, and then you look at like the leagues have become more competitive. Bar in Germany, where Munich, Bayern have gotten their way now again. But like, you look around Europe, there's a lot more competitiveness within the clubs. Like, but still at this stage, I like City. City are the standout team in Europe, maybe the world. Like at the moment, in the sense that they're the ones that are performing.
I don't like saying it though.
I don't like saying it, but you do have to look at them. Like the Leeds game there on Saturday, like that was a shock. I couldn't believe it. But at the same, like 10 men of Leeds had 2 shots in the whole game.
Look, you get these games every season though.
You do, yeah. It's the same with like
Sheffield beating United. Like these games, they happen every season.
We threw away 3 points against Everton. We threw away a 3-point opportunity against Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Them 2 games, Crystal Palace.
Well,
that's 9 points.
But see, we were also like very, very lucky in a way. Like to scrape the 3 points against Brighton.
Yeah.
The last minute, like game over, and then go back and go for the penalty. Like VAR has saved us, but it's also ruined us as well.
Oh, it has, yeah.
But it's been the same for every club. So
everyone's in the same position.
Like Liverpool can't turn around and be like, oh well, we lost the league because of VAR, or we lost it because of this. We got bad decisions. We got this. We got that. Yes, I understand they have injuries. But every club has had injuries. Like Leicester had 9 injuries at one point, and they're still pushing United. Do you know? I know United in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks have kind of put that little bit of a gap there to 4 points, but still, like Leicester are still thereabouts, and they're pretty much comfortably third though.
It's 6 or 7 points now.
But see, Leicester are comfortably top 4 now. Well, not comfortably, but
we're comfortably. We're secured as far as I'm concerned with top 4. But like if we finish anywhere other than second, I'll be very, very annoyed.
Yeah, I don't care if we win the Europa League. If we finished lower than second, it's not a good season.
It's not a good season, no.
We need second now. We need second and a trophy, and Europa League is
that's it.
Our only hope.
Europa League, we're not trying to be, telling them, we're 11 points behind City, win the game in hand, that's 8 points. Sorry boys, but we ain't going to win every game from now to the end of the season. Neither are City, but City will definitely get more points, and they don't need as much points.
Yeah, that gap's only going to get bigger.
It's only going to get bigger. Like I think it'd be a great season if we ended up in 8 points behind City. If we did win every game and they won every game, I'd be happy enough. I'd put my hands up and go,
fair play to them, they deserve it.
Yeah, like I'd have no problem with that.
It's very hard to beat a team to a league title when they go on, what was it, 29 game unbeaten run or something.
Games.
Like,
it's insane.
I know it's across multiple competitions, but the form is just like, that's nearly unbeatable at that rate, so you can't feel hard done by if you finish second to a team who have gone and done that, and it's been the same every year. Liverpool we're hard done by, we got 100 points, City got 101 or whatever it was. Remember that, they beat them by a point
2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
You can't feel hard done by that.
Yeah, fair enough. You're unlucky that you didn't win it and you lost it by a point in your greatest ever season, but there was somebody better than you.
Yeah,
points don't lie, stats don't lie. It's if you have more points than the rest of the teams in the league, you're going to win the league. No matter if you score 38 goals.
Michael Owen here now, a special guest.
Yeah, but if you've 30,
you score more goals than the other team,
you're going to win the game. Yeah, 100%. If you're top of the league by the end of the game, you've won the league. but you know what I mean? The principle stands. It does.
It doesn't matter how many points you get.
Yeah,
if somebody has more points than you, you just have to put your hands up and go the better team won.
Yeah,
regardless if it's 100 points, 70 points, 80 points.
There's 38 games in a season.
Yeah.
If you win 38 games 1-0.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to beat you to the league.
No, nobody's going to beat you. That's what you have to do, I'm afraid.
If it doesn't matter if you win 1-0 or 9-0.
Doesn't make a difference.
Doesn't make it. Well, it does if it comes down to a points difference. But if you win every game, it doesn't matter.
And the same thing goes for if you're near the bottom of the table. If you draw every game, you're very likely to stay up.
Yeah. 40 points has become the measure.
If you draw 37 games and you win one, more than likely you're going to stay up. But you could get bit on the arse, and you could be just that bit unfortunate and not stay up. But this is the thing, even talking about the transfer window and that coming up in the summer, it's a huge transfer window for a number of clubs. For Liverpool, for United, City not so much, but City have to get a striker in because Aguero's leaving.
Yeah, City have their own little bits to do, but it's not as important. It's a lot more straightforward for City to go out and buy somebody than it is for United, because if City come looking for a club, so say, for example, Southampton, right? If City went looking at, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but if they went in for Che Adams or something,
they'll get him.
Yeah, they'll get him, no bother. And Southampton will see that come and they'll be like, oh, it's Man City, it doesn't matter what we ask, they're going to pay. So they could ask 50 million, yeah, grand, no bother, they'll pay it. Whereas if United come looking, if another club sees United come sniffing for a player, it's that player's gone from 40 million. Oh, United are interested. Oh, it's 120.
Exactly.
But that's the way it happens.
It makes matters worse. If we don't finish second, for instance, we don't win the Europa League. We do have Champions League football to offer, which is a big thing. For the of who I was talking about before we come on, and as you mentioned, Southampton, you Vestergaard.
Yeah, great sign. He reminds me of Van Dijk. His manner about how he plays.
Will he be there at Southampton come the beginning of the next season? Yeah. I don't think so.
No, but would you take him at United?
I would take him at United.
I would, but I'd be sceptical about how his partnership with Maguire would work. I think they're two very solid footballers, two good defenders. I like Maguire. He's growing on me.
Yeah,
he has grown on me.
So do I.
He's a good leader. He's a good leader for the club.
He's a leader of man,
Yeah, he is, and I think this season especially, and kind of around the turn there at Christmas, he was very consistently good. He wasn't lighting the place on fire every game. He wasn't doing a Richard Dunn against Russia every single game, but he was
doing the simple things.
He did his job, and we were getting results, and they're the kind of results you need to grind out, especially in that busy period over Christmas. You need to.
If you're getting your 1-0s,
it doesn't matter.
Good 0-0 or 1-1 away. From home,
exactly.
You're doing okay.
You get your results. That's not when you're flashy. You're flashy at the start of the season, and you're flashy at the end.
The middle is where the titles are and lost.
Exactly. And that's coming true again this year. Look at City. City had a fantastic middle third If you split the season in 3, like, there's 9 months of the season. So the first 3 months are August, September, October.
Liverpool are brilliant.
Yeah, but that's when you get your feet on the ground.
Exactly.
That's when you need to hit the ground running. If you don't win your first game, it's obviously not the end of the fucking world. Like, it's not the end.
No, it's still another 37 games.
Yeah, exactly. But you want to hit the ground running. You want to get going, and it's kind of like a teething period as well for a lot of clubs, because you're buying lots of players during the summer, and even after the first games.
That's where as well though. Like, if you're buying a lot of players, it can go very wrong.
Yeah,
like,
it can work, but it's not likely that it's going to work if you buy 11 new players every season.
I'm not a fan of that. I am not a big fan of that. I think, like, you look at the positions you need to strengthen. Me and Dan were talking about this in terms of United. We'll talk about other clubs when we get to them. But in terms of United, and we know it's mostly United fans that will probably listen to this.
Yeah.
But, like, in terms of United, we need a winger. We need a left winger. A right winger, sorry. We need a number 9. Cavani's leaving at the end of the season. I don't care what anyone says.
I like him though.
He's too old. We need a young.
Yeah, but no, do you know what? If Cavani was to stay there and do somewhat of an Ibrahimovic role with the likes, like Ibra brought on Rashford a lot, and Rooney was as well. They were like true journeymen of football.
They were, yeah. But see,
but they have a lot of experience to give.
But see, that's see, if we don't get a number 9.
See, I think Cavani on the books is not a bad idea.
I'd like him on the books, but will he stay on the books? I don't think he will. I think he will leave in the summer, and especially with the way people are talking around him, I don't think so. It's the same with Pogba, right? It's the same problem with Pogba. If we can get Pogba to sign a new deal, that's as good as a new signing. Will he sign a new deal? I don't think he will. But
like, you know what? Like, I go through phases. I'm fed up of his shite. I'm fed up of this whole. I want to leave. I don't want to leave. I want to leave. I don't want to leave. I'm fed up of all of this. But as far as like a player in your squad, you want him in your squad.
You want him in your squad,
whether he's playing bad or not. Even if he's playing bad and he comes off the bench, he lifts
the squad.
One, he lifts the squad, but two, he strikes the fear of God into the teams.
He does,
because they don't know which Pogba's showing up.
Exactly.
Like, he could have a shit game. He could come on for half an hour and have a shit game, but he's after occupying one of their midfielders or two of their midfielders.
I believe him single-handedly. Like, I think he was the reason we were top of the league in January.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, when you look at it, Bruno wasn't having a good spell. Pogba came on and he really pushed that team.
Yeah.
And they're the type of players you need to win the league.
Yeah.
You need your Bruno Fernandes, you need your Paul Pogbas. But
you need them to work in conjunction with each other as well. Like, if one doesn't show up, you need the other one to be to step up. And I think a lot of the time United have been kind of caught out with that because Bruno hasn't been stepping up some of the times. Like, I've been disappointed. I've been kind of disappointed with him now in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, but see, do you know what the thing is? He's having a bad patch, but he's still popping up a goal.
Yeah, no, he's still popping up here and there, but he's not as flamboyant as he was in the way.
He just wants, I believe...
He's there for results at the minute.
He's there for results, and he doesn't judge it on himself. He's judging it on the team results, and that's the way I like it.
Yeah.
I don't like players that come in and literally judge themselves off their own stats. Like, Pogba there saying, like, we need a centre forward, I think, anyway. Like, we need a winger. We need a right winger.
Yeah.
And we need a centre half. If we get them players in, I think we'll be in a very strong position next year. But see, as well with that, I think Van de Beek was bought in the back of Solskjaer's mind that Pogba will be leaving.
Yeah, I thought that as well. And
I think that's what the case is.
If that is the case, then why hasn't he been playing Van de Beek enough? Because I think if the season plays out and he keeps playing him like he is, like he getting 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, you can't get a taste for a football club if you're playing 5 minutes.
No.
If you're playing...
No, definitely not. Well, you look at Ziyech. You look at Ziyech there at Chelsea. Yeah. He wasn't getting his game time first half of the season.
And it's his form suffered.
Yeah, but look at him now.
Yeah.
He's getting his game time and he's popping up. He's had a couple of goals there in the last couple of games.
I think Van de Beek needs 5-6 games. 90-minute games. He needs a run in the team. And I think if United can comfortably seal second, I'd like to see Solskjaer kind of rotate the squad. Do you know, if we were, say, we can afford to lose 2-3 games for the end of the season, but we're going to finish second, and if Fergie time, squeaky bum time comes in, you might take him off and bring on your veterans kind of in a way.
There, the FA Cup match there against Leicester, I thought, like, nobody played well that day. But out of any of them, I thought Van de Beek actually made a difference, to be honest. He did little things. He didn't do much now, don't get me wrong, but out of any of them, he actually tried something.
Yeah.
And like with that in mind, like you look at Ziyech, like Ziyech and Van de Beek were part of the same squad.
Yeah.
And they're quality players. Like, and as well, like if Van de Beek was bought in the mindset of Pogba leaving, I think that's brutal because Van de Beek doesn't play in Pogba's position.
Yeah, they're different
really
different players, and I think a lot to be said is for keeping Pogba. To be honest, I would like to see him stay purely because he brings that physicality to midfield. Like
I would too now. But
like
I
know McTominay, Fred, and Matic. They all bring a physicality, but Pogba brings that extra bit of flair with him. Do you know he's as strong as anyone. Do you know it's not very often you see a 50-50 battle. He gets shrugged off the ball. Not very often, unless he's off balance or something.
I just, and do you know what? This is the first time coming to an end of a season where I haven't been like, just get rid of him, get fucking rid of him. You know, I
think it was sort of a turning point this season.
He's hit a turning point, but he's still getting injured, which is the problem. See, if he didn't get injured at that pivotal time where we needed him, then
that's not his fault though.
It's not his fault, but see, the thing is, like, how do you keep him fit? Like, he's not going to go through a full season and play, nearly every game.
Yeah.
This is our problem. And I think that's why, that in turn as well was why Donny was bought, because it was like, right, Pogba's not going to play every game.
Yeah.
But we have you there and we want you.
But then why not play him then?
Play him, yeah. That's my point.
He has to play. Like he has to
play, yeah.
He has to play, blood.
But what,
he does, he has to.
But what better opportunity than playing him tomorrow night for 90 minutes?
Yeah, like you're 2-0 up.
Granada,
you're 2-0 up with 2 away goals against Granada in the Europa League, right? Realistically, United should see that out. If they don't, it's a fucking disaster. If they don't, there's serious question points, like talking points. Like you have to. There'll be a lot to question out if we don't get through it from this.
Oh, it'd be huge.
And to be honest, it'll be a disaster for the season. It would be. It'll put a real downer on the season. So we'll hope to get through anyway. But
that's where you need.
That's where you need to play Van Dijk, or not Van Dijk.
Van de Beek.
I'd love to be able to play Van Dijk. Van de Beek. Yeah, I just heard the Van part. Play Vincent van Gogh there. Stick him right back.
He wouldn't listen to you, Chuck.
Yeah, true. But yeah, like you need to play him, and I think there's a lot to be said for a lot of other players as well. Like I think Eric Bailly's time at the club has come to an end. It's come to an end. Like he's been great. I love Eric Bailly. He's a breath of fresh air. Do you know?
A great character, but in terms of playing,
I think
it's just injuries. And
it's not his ability or anything. Do you know, his ability isn't in question. We all know he's a fucking quality. To
stay fit.
Yeah, we all know what he's capable of. He's a quality defender. Probably, in my opinion, our best overall out and out defender. Defensive minded.
All round.
Do you know?
Pace, pass, and
exactly.
Coming out with the ball, that like that, brilliant. But
he's just
injury prone.
Yeah, and I think his time has come. Like he's there, 4 or 5 years.
2016, I think.
Yeah, 5 years, like
summer. The summer that Pogba came back, I think, the Lukaku was signed.
Yeah.
But like that's another thing as well, and I seen it actually grow up, and I never thought of it like this. But Lukaku hasn't been replaced.
No, he hasn't, and like, you know what? In a weird way, neither has Fellaini.
Yeah. Robust midfielder. Like that just does the nasty work. Like,
pure physicality. Like you stick them on. Route 1 is sometimes an option. Do you know it is?
It is. Yeah.
It's not nice, but if you're chasing a game with 10 minutes to go and it's 1-1 and you have the ball, you want someone like a Fellaini, Lukaku, and Ibra. Do you know you want them to get up? Like I know we have Cavani, but
he's not of the stature of
Cavani's more of a poacher.
Exactly.
And like he's probably one of the best in world football at it. I think look at some of the goals, like even the goal he scored against Spurs, the two of them.
The diving header and the other one,
the disallowed one, but the header was class, and the header was just so typically. It was such a typical Cavani goal.
The ball came in, and you knew you could see it going to Cavani. You knew it was going to be the back.
Yeah, and what a cross!
What a cross! Yeah,
Mason Greenwood. Take a bow, son. That was unbelievable. Unbelievable. But the football leading up to it was beautiful as well. But it was such a typical Cavani goal. It was. It was just like ball is whipped in, and as soon as that left Greenwood's foot, you knew that was in the back of the net, and you knew exactly where he was putting it. Do you know?
Yeah. But it was the best. I thought it was the best half of football we played in a long time.
Yeah, I'd say since early January, Christmas.
Yeah.
That was the best bit of football we played in a long time, and it's good to see that we're doing it and did it against a top 6 club and. got the revenge we needed on Spurs after
Exactly.
that, after the start of the season. Like, do you know, that was a fucking
I'm
disaster.
going to ask you a question.
Go on.
Oh, that was a disaster. Actually, I'll say one thing about that. Me and my friend Blaine were sitting in the living room and we were delighted when 1-0 up inside 2 minutes. And we were like, great, Jesus, this will be a great result. And by the 70th minute of that game, we started playing games on our phone and didn't watch the end of it. Like, that's how bad it was. But to come from that to where we are now is not the worst thing.
No, it's been
I want to ask you, Dan, it's one question and one question only. Are Tubbs from Soccer AM? Or Tubes?
Tubes.
Tubbs. I'm not going to Tubberty.
All aboard the showboat.
Whopper! 3 signings. Who would you sign if you were sitting there, right? And we've made our decision, right? We want to
Let me get the stats out.
We
Hang
want a
on.
right side winger. We
Right.
want a centre forward, and we want a centre half. Who would you buy?
Do I have a budget?
You have a budget, right? I'm going to go off because they say they have like a good budget, so I'm going to say 250 million.
250 million.
Because realistically, a club like United should have that budget.
250 million, right. First of all, my first port of call right now is going on the Premier League app. Right? Not that I know the players, I'm just trying to refresh the memory, you know.
I'll just say my 3 there while he's
Yeah, you go on, yeah.
I think Jules Koundé at Sevilla, he's worth between 70 and 80 million. We'll definitely end up paying the latter.
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
I think Sancho should be bought. I think Sancho would be a great signing. It will cost 100 million or more. And then this only came to my mind after watching the Ireland-Serbia match there a couple of weeks ago, and I really liked the look of him. And I cannot think of his name. Vlasic, is it, or something? No.
Vialic.
He scored a great goal against us, a lovely finish. Like, he's at Fiorentina, he's 21.
Flavic. Something like that. Yeah.
But he has the
apologies for any Serbian listeners if we've butchered that, but yeah.
But he kind of has the physique and the same kind of way of playing as Haaland does, and he's probably a third of the money. Like, I think
he's probably a third of the ability as well, but a third of Haaland is still a very good player. Like
21 years of age, 40 million. Like, and there's room there to improve.
Yeah, there's room to improve, but there's also potential to sell on and you make your money back easy enough.
Exactly.
If it doesn't work out.
Like, I think them 3 players I think they should be the 3 we prioritise.
Yeah.
I'm hearing talking about your man Torres at Valencia, centre half at Valencia. I don't rate him. I think you're buying a similar kind of centre half to what we already have.
Yeah.
And there's no point doing that. Koundé is flamboyant. He's a way about him. Kind of like, I don't know, who would he remind me of? He would remind me kind of Ruben Diaz with 3/4 of his stature. Like, I think he'd be a great sign.
Ruben Diaz is only, 22, 23?
That's insane.
It's madness.
And you look at him and
it's absolute madness.
He's 26, 27. But he's actually the same age as us. Like, it's nuts.
I think I'm older than him.
Yeah.
And he's the best centre half in Europe. What am I doing?
So who do you think?
I think right wing Rafinha from Leeds is a solid shout.
Bad shout.
Yeah, and
you pay the money.
Yeah, but he's good friends with Bruno. Bruno
it's an English club as well.
Yeah, but Bruno knows him, right? Bruno has worked with him before, and he knows what he's capable of. And Rafinha says he's played his best football with Bruno Fernandes beside him. He's come out and said this, so I think it's a no-brainer. Like, you're probably looking at about 60 to 80 million.
I think they'll look for what Leicester got for Harry Maguire, to tell you the truth, because.
But I think go for it.
Well, how much did they pay for him? Was it 30 million or 40 million to pay?
I think 30 or 35 or something.
35. That's not a bad.
Yeah, it's a lot of money for Leeds, though.
It is a lot of money, but they will come looking for that because there's no need for them to sell him. He's under contract for another couple of years, so there's no.
Yeah.
And then who else do you think? But a solid player.
Yeah, very solid player. I think centre half. We were saying earlier on Vestergaard. Solid shout, really.
As you said earlier on, your worries would be that he's a similar enough kind of player.
Yeah, my worry would be the relationship with Maguire. But I think if you Lindelof there, I know Lindelof, but
he's the man of the match in the last couple
of
games.
I feel bad saying like we need a new centre half. Like, Lindelof is not a bad player. I don't think. I like him. I think he's solid.
I think you need a new centre half for the simple fact that Maguire plays every game.
Yeah, I think Lindelof needs competition because he knows Eric Bailly is going to be out.
And Maguire.
Yeah.
And Maguire, the two of them.
They need competition. They need that drive behind them. And I think someone like Vestergaard would fit in well because you could swap him out with either Maguire or Lindelof. Do you know?
If Maguire, like I remember there was horseshit coming United's way because Harry after the Leicester game, or not the Leicester game, the Spurs game at the beginning of the season, and Maguire had a mare of a game, and Solskjaer asked England to rest him. They didn't, and he got sent off.
Yeah.
And then Gareth Southgate asked Solskjaer to rest him the following week, and he didn't rest him because he didn't have anyone available to him that could fill in.
Exactly.
So like you need look at Telles and Shaw.
Yeah, and look, it's Shaw. It's been the best thing to happen to Luke Shaw.
He's been the player of the season.
He has. Yeah, by far.
And who else?
What position was it? Centre forward. Centre forward. I don't know. See, I'm torn. I don't know what sort of centre forward I'd be looking for if I was Solskjaer. I think.
Who I'll throw into the mix?
Go on.
And you'll probably shoot me down straight away. But he's had a good season, barring the last couple of weeks.
Right.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin. What do you think of that? What would you say to that?
I don't know. I don't know if he'd suit us. To be honest, I don't know if he'd suit us, and we wouldn't suit him. I think, yeah, he's a big number 9. But if we're going down that route, like he's English, you're buying off kind of a league rival in a way. Do you know, like United, Everton, two big enough clubs, like, but obviously not
good relationship though with transfers.
They do have a good relationship, but
you could send someone the opposite way.
Who would you send though? Cavani's not going to go to fucking Everton.
Well, he fucking might. Tell Carlo Ancelotti, you would never have thought James Rodriguez would have ended up in Everton, you know.
True, actually, yeah, but I don't know about Calvert-Lewin.
They have a lot more power though. Everton have a lot more power now with the fact that Ancelotti is there.
Yeah,
like,
he was
the players
big
he
coup
brought
for them.
in, like, you know,
big coup for them.
But like
Decore was a great signing for them. Actually.
Even Alan there at the beginning of the season was very good. But like, yeah, like
Alan, Stevie
baby.
I don't know who to get up front. I'm stuck. I don't know.
I think your man. I think genuinely.
I think I agree with you. The Serbian.
Yeah. Fiorentina. I definitely think.
I'd love to know if he's on United's radar. But what do you think? Like Jesse Lingard, is he coming back? Would you take him back?
No. For the simple, I wouldn't take him back because we're doing him an injustice. To be quite honest,
I agree with you.
There's too many. Like, I know he hasn't got the playing time. Van de Beek in the midfield is a much better footballer than Lingard.
Yeah, I think the best thing Lingard could do now is put his time at United. That's it. It's happened. Everybody at United will wish him well. He's going on his way.
You see him after like everyone's lighting for him.
Yeah, he's still loved by the club and by the fans. Do you know, he grew up there. He's Man United through and through. But I think it's just time for his football. He needs to. For the sake of his career, he needs to be playing week in, week out.
Like, if he went back to United, would you think he'd get in the English
squad
again?
No.
So
and this is what I'm saying. Like, he's flying at West Ham. He's absolutely flying, and he has Declan Rice there. And
that's another bit of rumour going round.
Yeah, no,
I wouldn't take Declan
No,
Rice.
as I was saying earlier on, we have 5 players capable of playing in that position. We don't need that position.
And he would not be my number 1 target. If I was targeting that position, it would definitely be Verratti.
Oh, 100%.
And I would fucking fork.
So you're putting Declan Rice and Marco Verratti in the same category.
That's what they're doing. That's what a lot of these gossip sites are doing. Like, and it's hilarious that, you know, and it's English sites. Like,
oh, of course, because Declan Rice, the Englishman Declan Rice, yeah.
English.
How was your 4 caps?
English,
how was your 4 caps for Ireland, lad?
Yeah, and he did put up the raw on his social media post a couple of years ago as well. But like, it's not because of that even. It's just. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, he is good, but is he a United player? No. I think with the firepower United have worldwide, Marco Verratti would be a much better
How old is he
option.
He'd be 28, is he?
I know Rice is younger, but Verratti's the type of player. If you want someone
Verratti's proven.
Yeah.
Do you know, and he's been on the radar for, I'd say, about 10 years.
Oh yeah, but then as you said there though, there's no need for that position. Like, you have enough there. Like, where we should be concentrating our transfers is in them positions we were talking about. Maybe bring in a right back to give Wan-Bissaka competition, an understudy if you get what I mean. Yeah, see, you have Brandon Williams there, but he's not a right back. Like, he's a left back. He's a left back,
but he can play right back. But yeah, I see what you mean. Like, there's no.
Like, I'd like the like of
like if God forbid Wan-Bissaka was to get injured, like, do we have another right back?
That's what I'd like. We're talking.
Mengi?
Huh?
Mengi?
No, he's a centre half.
Yeah, but he'd probably end up playing him on the right.
But you couldn't. You know what I mean? Like, this is the problem we're having. And like as well, there's the problem we're having as well. He did play Brandon Williams on the right as well, I think, in a few Europa League games.
Yeah,
but
you get away with it here and there, like, you know, but
you would.
Not consistent, not week in, week out. Like, teams will notice. Like, you get away with it for one game, you know. Where
Liverpool have been the best example. Liverpool got away with playing a midfielder in the centre half position.
I have to say, Fabinho has been absolutely fabulous this year.
He
has been one of the standout players of the entire season, and he hasn't gotten the credit because Liverpool have been
awful,
have been that bad. But as far as, like, he's a midfielder playing in defence, he's probably their best midfielder. In my opinion, he's their best midfielder, and he's quickly become probably the second best defender at the club. I'd rate him ahead of Joe Gomez now. Like, I think if you have Van Dijk back, and if you had a back like two centre half partners like Van Dijk and Fabinho, and him a midfielder, and he's still better than a lot of players.
But see, the problem was though, Dan, they got away with it from October to Christmas.
Yeah.
And it all came crumbling. They were top of the league. At Christmas. Yeah. Like, people forget that they were top of the league with no, like, centre halves really,
and not really much of a challenge either.
No, and to be honest, like, I completely, and I know I'm a United fan and Dan's United fan, but I completely blame Klopp.
Oh yeah.
His transfer strategy during the summer, Jaha, great signing, but other than that, like, it was brutal, absolutely brutal.
But
transfer policy.
Even as United fans, you could see, like, I don't watch Liverpool week in, week out, but I knew they needed another defender. Like,
it doesn't take a rocket scientist, you know.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Like, but the thing is, they're the exact ones who'll jump on the bandwagon of United now, being like, "Oh, Maguire, 80 million, he costs more than Van Dijk." Yeah, but we're second.
And where's Van Dijk?
Yeah, you know, I know he's injured and it's unfortunate and everything, but, like, if Maguire gets injured, like, we still have other centre halves. We have backups. They're not obviously they're not as good.
You have young lads, and then you have actual backups. Like,
yeah, but we're not relying on a Neco Williams or Nathaniel Phillips or your man with the hair. Your man with the hair. What's his name? Williams.
Phillips.
No, there's a Williams as well. There's two Williams.
Yeah, Reece Williams, wasn't it? Your man that looks like. He looks a bit like Van Dijk, so he does. He's that Van Dijk
but except about 15 stone lighter.
15 stone lighter. Probably a quarter.
A shadow of him. But yeah, he's like, you have Liverpool relying on players like them, whereas United have kind of proven centre halves to come back in. Now, obviously, they're not as good. Like, I'm looking at the risk of the meme, Phil Jones. Do you know, like, at the end of the day, I'd trust Phil Jones more than I trust Reece Williams.
Agreed, yeah.
Do you know, you would, because Phil Jones he's been there, done that. He's been around the block. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think Phil Jones might have a Premier League medal.
He has two, I think.
Yeah. Do you know, this is what I'm saying, like, do you know, so I know the likes of, I don't even know what to say about Liverpool, to be honest. I'm kind of gone speechless. Like, they're just...
And to be honest, I don't see them winning the league next season.
It's Klopp. It's been Klopp, really. Like, he's...
And blaming everything.
He has an excuse for everything. He's like David Hay.
A fella was showing me actually the other day the amount of excuses he's piled up. Like, Alisson, cold feet, the grass was too long, it was too windy, we couldn't play, you know, our style of football. Yeah, cold feet.
It's a fucking football game.
Just say he had a bad game or whatever. He was fantastic last season, Alisson.
Yeah, no.
And fantastic.
Do you know what? He's not having a great season, but not one football fan on this planet will think Alisson's a bad goalkeeper.
No, it's the same way with Ederson there last year.
De Gea as well. Like, even De Gea, like, he goes through a bad patch. You still know, like, you can't turn around. Oh, De Gea is shit. No, he's not. Like, he's not. You don't win 4 out of 5 Player of the Year awards at Man United and be a shit player. No. You can have a shit year, yeah, fair enough, or you shit couple of games, but
and have a Premier League medal with being a shit keeper.
Exactly.
You know, you can't.
Like, Thomas Kuszczak has Premier League medals.
Exactly.
Remember him?
Yeah. But like, that's what I mean. Like, but like with Liverpool, I think Liverpool have a big uphill task next season. And
I think it's a very, very crucial time for them.
It's a crucial time.
They haven't responded since winning the league, really.
No, and see that you can tell a great team from a good team. If you can, now, I think that team that won the league and won the Champions League are a great team. They won the Champions League, like, and they were lucky not to win the league the season before.
Yeah.
But like, to win a Champions League and a league title one season after another is no mean. Like, to
win one of them is credit where it's due as well. You know, like, it's not an easy thing to do. Like, to win a league, like, you're 38 games, over 38 games, you're better than 19 other teams in the league. Do you know, there's no denying how good of a team you have to be. Like Leicester, I know it's an anomaly, and Blackburn to an extent as well. Do you know, like, they've both won Premier League titles, but in that year they were the best team. Do you know, and they deserved to win
Exactly.
it. So Liverpool deserved to win it. They were the best team out there. But the truth for me of a good, strong team is how it lasts over the space of 2-3 years, maybe even 4 years. You look at some of the best teams in Premier League history, like you've United in the late 90s, early 2000s, like we dominated, and then Arsenal as well.
Like I think that team United had like, and this is the thing, you kind of like, if you want to be a great team, look at United. And I'm not just saying that as a United fan, but you do have to look at United. When you look at the Premier League era, United have been phenomenal. United won 13 Premier Leagues out of whatever it is. And if you want to be a great team, base yourself off the 98-99 team, the 95-96 team, the 07-08 team that won doubles and trebles. Like we won how many doubles? How many doubles did we win over that space?
Countless.
Was it 6 doubles or something we won?
I always feel bad. Like everyone's like, oh, the Invincibles team as well. I know the Invincibles team were a fantastic team. Absolutely. Like, and I've always had it like somewhat of like, obviously I don't like Arsenal, but I have a soft spot for Arsenal as well. But with regards to the top 6, it breaks my heart to see where Arsenal are now. Like as a club, they've fallen from grace.
I used to love the way they played football.
Yeah, like the two of us growing up, like 23 and 24 year old, right? So we were 8 growing up, watching this Keane Vieira derby and this rivalry, and like Henry in his prime.
Incredible football. But I'll never
glory. I'll never forgive him. However, but that's international football. We'll put that to a side. Yeah, we're not talking about that. We're Stephen Kennedy on the phone. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. So,
or Stan.
But what I'm saying, like Premier League wise, like those Arsenal teams, the United teams, even the Chelsea teams on the first Mourinho era.
Are they, like Mourinho's Chelsea, Wenger's Arsenal, Fergie's United, is Pep's City and Klopp's Liverpool better than them?
No, they're not. I understand. Yeah, they're getting more points. Do you know?
That doesn't matter if you can't follow it up the following season.
Yeah,
I'm afraid,
I know.
You have to make
City have. I think City to an extent are a lot further on in jumping to that category of the Fergie, Wenger, Mourinho eras. I think
you could include Pep City, but Klopp's Liverpool.
No, not for me, not yet.
I think to qualify for that, you kind of need to follow it up season in, season out.
They need to bounce back. You need a back-to-back season. You need the back-to-back titles.
Like they're not. The way things are going and the way the form is kind of gone, they'd be very fortunate to qualify for the Champions League next year. They're playing tonight. I don't see them winning tonight.
I hope they don't.
We both hope, but we have to be, neutral here.
No, we don't.
But I'm sure a man in Limerick who listens to this podcast, Luke, is probably screaming. Is like, don't be like that. Be biased.
He's sitting there swinging the scarf. United. How are you, Luke?
But I definitely I actually didn't watch the game. I had to do something whilst the game was on, and I could only check the score. And I was checking the score, and I was like, 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, and then I was like, right, Liverpool are starting to play. 3-1, and then I was like,
do you ever think of a career in commentary? No.
I might.
Imagine that every 20 minutes, 1-0, 2-1.
Or it could be like this: kick off, full time, 0-0. 2 things in the whole game.
Do you know what's correct? The scores this evening: Peterborough United 1, Portsmouth 0.
I used to love the fella up the north. He used to do the Northern Premiership. Cliftonville 2, Lingfield 1, Glentoran 3, Larne 2,
Crusaders 2,
Warrenpint Town -1.
They hit the ref. You should. That should be your new job now. Like 1-0, 2-1.
Teletext.
I think. Like it's bad that Madrid team are beating Liverpool like that.
We looked at their squad, and I'd love to know the average age is brought down with the like Vasquez and Vinicius. The boys at the back. But their main engine room of that team: Casemiro, Modric, Kroos. Kroos and Modric are well into their 30s. Casemiro is definitely late 20s, if not in his 30s as well.
But they've all been around the block. That's the only bit of experience I think they have, and even Courtois at the back. Yeah, I know it hasn't really worked out for him, but like he's still a solid keeper. He's a top club keeper.
To be honest, like Navas who they had, I thought they shouldn't have sold Navas.
No.
Remember they offered us Navas years ago for De Gea?
Yeah, not hope.
And I tell you, the fact for him and United was working well that day.
Yeah.
You didn't get the papers in time there, said Mr. Madrid. Said, we know. Woodward with his piece of magic.
Dr. Congo worked his magic on that fax machine.
Dr. Congo. Prescriptions, baby.
Yeah. Well, I there was something going on there with that one.
I found
the
that hilarious.
lads, come on, it's like, what was that, 2018?
No, it was longer than that.
16.
16, I think it was, yeah.
Who the fuck uses a fax machine in 2016?
Fax machine.
Email, baby.
Oh.
Get on the Gmail buzz.
The amount of, like, do you remember that? The amount of like memes and stuff that come out of that. It was like Woodward there smiling 10 to fucking 11 at night. Like.
Sorry, I was updating my computer. Yeah, transfer deadline day, a minute to 12. Oh, sorry, what?
I was downloading FIFA. It reminds you, like,
I was listening to a podcast. These two boys in Gibbstown. Sorry, I missed that transfer. I missed that transfer news.
They were like the three best moments like at any given transfer market was like that.
Yeah.
And then there was the Peter Rodham Wingy. Fucking
Oh.
thing. Was he going to QPR? Was he?
He was he was at West Brom. Went to QPR and sat in the car park. And wasn't it?
Yeah. Harry Redknapp going mad down the phone. Was like, why isn't this true?
Yeah.
And then he ended up having to stay at West Brom.
Yeah.
And then the other one was they were at, where were they? I don't know what reporter, but he was at Tottenham's training ground, and they were like, they got in contact with him anyway, and your man was there talking. He's like, well, I believe Daniel Levy is on the phone to, I don't know, whoever's it could have been Luka Modric's representatives, and there's David Bentley in the background waving like this, and on the phone he's like, he's coming in the background. Like, they're my three favourite moments.
I still think the dildo is unbeatable. Do you remember that one? I think he was at Norwich, and some fella came running up with a purple dildo and shoved it in his face.
I was watching that live. Are you watching that live?
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the reason why they've kind of stopped doing this whole a reporter at every training game.
Many sports are probably like, thank God for COVID.
Oh, I'd say their reporters are delighted. I'd say that is the worst day of their lives. They're standing there in the especially in January.
In the Pistons rain.
August deadline day is actually not that bad, but they're standing there in the Pistons rain and the 31st of January.
It's like the Hawthorns.
Yeah, I'm here on West Brom.
Imagine a boy there shouting at Big Sam, he's coming in. I've ordered a battered sausage and chips.
Yeah, you stand there in the middle of Sheffield, that'd be grim. That would be horrible. I'm about to try anything happened this time. No, somebody went in the lift. Nothing happens half the time. Deadline day can be fairly boring, It
can either be like that time Berbatov joined United on the final day, or it can be like Arshavin. I remember Arshavin joining Arsenal in January, and I think Arsenal Fan TV and all their supporters.
I love Arsenal Fan TV.
Yes, blood. He's coming blood from Russia.
Ababa blood cloyang. He got to go blood. He's got to go blood.
Finger fucking masterclass.
Yeah. Bukayo Saka. Fucking, I loved them.
But it was like...
Rest in peace, Claude, by the way.
Yeah, rest in peace, Claude.
You were a treasure. Even though you were an Arsenal fan.
He fucking was. He was brilliant.
Yeah, he was just a dream to watch.
Like, you just sit there and they'd be talking, what's your man's name? The main fella, again. He'd only yoke on mental health, actually, on the telly.
Yeah. I can't remember his name.
But
Obama blood clot young.
But they're like, the things to do outside of Arsenal Fan TV is actually very good. But like, it'd be hilarious. They could have I love when they lose. So funny. And you stand there with your man with the headphones. Yeah.
Never takes his headphones off. Like, what the fuck are you listening to, man? And he gets so angry. It's so funny. It's like Andy Tate. Can we bring back Andy Tate?
Oh, he's still there. He's on the Stratford Paddock is what the name there.
Right, Andy, if you ever hear this, right, please come on the show. Please. Got Fellaini, Moise, Fergie, Rooney. I would have gone with Pep Guardiola. Oh, what a man. What a fucking man.
But come back to your man, Claude. Like, I remember there was one instance where, like, Arsenal fan, they're after lose, I think it was the Spurs. Like, that's a nasty loss for an Arsenal fan. But Claude just sat there kind of like this. And they were doing the whole live thing, where you get to see them through the whole game, just watching it. And he came to Claude and was like, well, what do you think after that, Claude? Just went like that. He didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I think he didn't open his mouth.
Yeah, it's not like him. Like,
it's like, no, I'm not having that. Yeah. Nah, no thanks.
He's got to go, blood.
That fella is fucking hilarious. Like
he's got to go, blood. He's got to go, blood.
Get fucking rid of him.
I'm sick of this. Fucking got to go, blood.
But what do you think? What do you think anyway? Like City, City's the league wrapped up. City's the league wrapped up. But top four goes United,
Leicester, Chelsea, West Ham. Do you know? I'd love to see West Ham.
So would I. But yeah, I think Chelsea would be my safe bet. We'll say, like West Ham. It depends on the fixtures. Do Chelsea and West Ham have to play each other?
I don't know.
Because it could come down to that.
I'll tell you now.
I think Leicester have third place wrapped up. But they should have third place wrapped up, to be honest.
Yeah. I'd like to see them get third as well. They kind of deserve it.
I think Liverpool,
Chelsea are playing West Ham now on the 24th.
Very interesting game.
Yeah.
A very interesting game. Like
Chelsea away.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'd be a tasty one. That'll decide. Like I'm looking at it here, like Liverpool are 6th.
I think Liverpool, I think Liverpool would be doing well to hold on to 6th and take Europa League spot. Like, there's every chance. Like, what's the points difference there between Tottenham, Everton, and Liverpool there?
Liverpool 52, Tottenham 49, Everton 48 with a game in hand. Yeah, so Everton win that game, they're 7th and they're a point behind Liverpool.
There you go. Like, like Spurs are on a downward spiral. Spurs mightn't finish in the Europa League spot. And then how far are Arsenal back? Like
Arsenal 45, they're 3 points behind Everton. Played an extra game, but I think Arsenal are but see, Leeds are looking at Leeds are 10th. They're joint on points with Arsenal, and Villa are a game in hand with a point behind.
You look at them 4 teams. You look at your Arsenal, Everton, Tottenham, and Liverpool. Any one of them teams could be in the top them Europa League places. Yeah. But as far as 4th goes, Liverpool are 2 up and down, and I think Chelsea, barring that West Brom result, which was hilarious, but barring that,
just funny,
it was so funny. But looking at that, right, barring say that Chelsea probably
solid enough,
along with say the 2 teams that are in form.
Yeah.
United hopefully now are coming back into form. You know,
yeah.
But United are known for finishing strongly, and hopefully they'll continue this year. But that's our football podcast, Daniel.
Yeah, that was delightful.
Cheerio.
Bye bye.